Just when I thought we were out, A24 pulls this back in. Welcome to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional, and this is Dave from Nerdbox, and I'm accompanied by my wife Jen, also from Nerdbox. And on this episode, we are talking about Talk to Me. So fire up that Jiffy Pop and meet us in the booth.
This is Brian O'Holler, and you're watching the Popcorn Confessional on the Nerdbox. Sounds like a porn site.
When a group of friends discover how to conjure spirits by using an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill until one of them unleashes terrifying supernatural forces.
Sorry for getting this out late. We actually saw this about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago.
It's been about 3.
Yeah, and we intended to get it out before the movie came out, and here we are days later.
Yeah, we saw it as a Monday mystery movie at our local theater, which runs roughly every other week. So it's been just about 3 weeks then since we saw it.
Now, is Talk to Me possibly the horror breakout movie of the year like Smile and Barbarian were last year? I think it's on that level. Not as good as those movies, different in its own right, but I think it's going to have its own cult following.
Yeah, I think this one, was a little different, right? So they're not using like a Ouija board that you see, kind of recycled over and over. And that makes sense, right? Because that's kind of the go-to that people know is the Ouija board. They're using this hand that has supposedly been embalmed from a medium. There's a couple of other stories, but we'll go with that one because it just makes the most sense. But you never know what you're going to get, kind of like the Ouija board. So you just don't know who you're going to bring out. Essentially
what it is a bunch of kids gather around and they grab a hand and they say, "Talk to me." And what that does is it invites the spirit to come and look at them, and they can just have a conversation with them. But when they say, "I let you in," they're inviting the spirit to possess them. And as we probably know, that never leads to anything good.
Clearly these kids have never seen movies about exorcisms, right? I mean, and real life exorcisms that have happened usually lead to the person dying at the end. Like, rarely does a person survive when they've been possessed.
Just reminds me of parties we had when we were younger with the Ouija board, doing a lot of the same stuff. This is A24's second biggest opening for a weekend. It brought in $10 million. Hereditary previously brought in $13.5 million. But as we said, it's hit and miss with A24. They have a lot more good than they do bad, but it seems lately like with Beau is Afraid and Man, it's just like when the movie came up on screen, or when A24 came up on screen, it was like, shit.
Yeah, that's always kind of the reaction we have. And, when we saw this, of course, then they showed A24 trailers for some more upcoming movies. And again, you just don't know how to react. You're like, A24. Like, yeah. I don't know how to react anymore. I don't know if I'm going to get, like, complete shit or a masterpiece.
It's not just a party and things go wrong. It has a sub-story in there. So we have Mia, who's played by Sophie Wilde. She is dealing with some trauma in her personal life, and this is what kind of draws her in to go deeper and deeper and deeper into the Talk to Me mystery. And
yeah,
I have to ask, if you've seen this, let me know if you think what she did was right or wrong. It's a little iffy.
I mean, she goes into it looking to communicate with a specific person. I find that never works well, right? Because you don't get that person. You just don't. And we've had this happen in our real life, and we've seen it in pretty much every movie when it comes to the Ouija board or, speaking to the dead. You never get that person that you're looking for.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So, very good suspense. There are some good scares to it, but this is more of a creepy feel type of movie where it just has you glued to the movie and it pulls you in. You want to see what's going to happen with the characters. You want to see more of the creatures or the spirits that pop up. So, it's really good here and there.
Yeah, they were pretty interesting. Some of the kind of dead that they communicated with. There is a cringy dog scene The dog doesn't die.
No.
It's just cringy.
I'll tell you this, I do want a hand for my collection.
Okay.
What? I think it'd be pretty cool. I know our daughters probably won't touch it. You probably won't touch it either, but I think it's pretty cool.
I'm not touching it. You're gonna touch it? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, tempt fate.
Okay.
You know how I am. When I play the Ouija board, or when I did play the Ouija board, it's like, yeah, prove it. Let's see you there. And that's what essentially these kids did. And
Oh yeah, so let's repeat what they did. That seems like a good idea. It's kind of different in its own way, which is pretty cool. Just because they did so many different, spirits, and there were so many different people that were involved that I think it's different.
so when thinking about Smile and Barbarian, and then movies that came out this year like Skinamarink, this is a movie that I would be interested in seeing a sequel to. I'd like to see maybe the story explored more, or just see that the hand falls into somebody else's hands and things go wrong.
As they do.
What do you rate this one?
I would see it again, and I did.
We did see it twice in the theaters. First time around is not changing my rating this time around, and I would buy it. Not necessarily would I go and see it in the theaters again. Is it good to watch in the theaters at least once? Yes. Is it good to go see it again and again? Just haven't had that horror movie this year that has pulled me in and made me want to see it more than once. Like The Black Phone, or Scream 5, or Smile, or Terrifier 2. Just has not come yet. So good horror year, just not as good as last year.
Last year was exceptionally good for horror.
And for those of you that are watching this, either from your couch or on the toilet, because I know some of you are watching from the toilet, there's a couple things that you need to do.
Okay. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yes. And until the next, or if you would like a review of Cobweb, even though that's been in the theaters and out of the theaters, let us know by dropping it in the comments. So, until the next, see you.
See ya.